Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Now today is quite cold and gloomy day, and since it's school holidays, I thought I would make some scones. Now I've got some scones recipes on my channel, but I've gotten a few requests for eggless scones, so that's what I'm making today. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not my recipe. I did not create this recipe. I've made a few adjustments to it, or just to my taste, and I'm just sharing a flop-proof recipe with you. Now in my bowl I've got 3 cups of cake flour, and to that I added a pinch of salt. Now I've got 125 grams of butter, but before I add my butter I'm going to add 6 teaspoons of baking powder, so it's 3 cups of cake flour, a pinch of salt, and 6 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Now I'm just going to give that a stir. My oven is preheating at 200 degrees Celsius. Now, like I said, I've got 125 grams of butter, which is cold. Make sure that you have very cold butter. Now, I'm just going to grate my butter in. If you're using a food processor, it should be a bit quicker and easier. Or you can just chop in your butter. Of course, you can do margarine as well. So now I'm just going to use my hands and just mix my flour with the butter, just until I have some breadcrumbs, or until it looks like breadcrumbs. Okay, so once your butter is combined with your flour, you're going to add 6 tablespoons of sugar, okay. So now for your wet ingredients, it's quite simple. You can add a cup of buttermilk, or you can do a cup of full fat plain yogurt. I have some leftover cream that I just need to use up, so I'm going to add about half a cup of fresh cream. And I'm going to do half a cup of buttermilk. You could do a full cup of fresh cream as well. But because I don't have a full cup worth, so I'm just doing half and half. And it's just going to mix your dry ingredients. You're just going to mix your dry ingredients with the wet, just until it forms a soft dough. Make sure to not over mix your dough. To use my hand, I'm going to add a light sprinkle of cake flour to my surface. Now try to not use too much flour on your surface or on your dough, because you don't want to end up with a heavy scone. I also find that it's a bit easier just pressing your dough with your fingers instead of using a rolling pin. You do end up with like the scones, or that's what it seems like to me. Now you want your dough to be about 2 centimeter thickness. So like I said, you are aiming for about a 2 centimeter thickness. I've also just greased and lined a baking or cookie sheet. So then you're just going to cut out your scones. Now I'm just using a round cutter. I'm just dipping it in some flour. And I'm just going to press it down. And you're just going to place it on your cookie sheet. So now I'm just going to bring the leftover dough together again. And again, you don't want to knead it. You just want to bring it together. The amount of scones that you will get, of course, depends on the size you are cutting them. Okay, so now if you want to make this completely eggless, then you can just brush the tops with some. I'm just going to brush them. It's mostly for the color. Also, make sure to not let your egg drip down the sides. Because I've learned that it does stop the scones from rising. Or rising too much. Now also, if you're brushing it with the egg, make sure to not let the egg drip down the sides, because I have learned that it stops the scones from rising completely. Now, like I said before, my oven is preheated at 200 degrees Celsius, and I'm just going to place this in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes or until it's well risen. Okay, so now I'm going to place it in the oven, like I said, 12 to 15 minutes. And that is it, guys. Quick and easy eggless scones. Now I baked my scones for about 15 minutes. Now before I end this video, I just want to give you a few tips. Now in the video I did grate my butter, but I prefer to just chop up my butter, make sure that it's very cold, and just rub it into the flour, because you still want to see that specks of butter when you're cutting out your scones. Also, when you're adding your dry ingredients, just mix it with a spoon. Don't knead your dough. Just press it down on a floured surface using your hands, and cut out your scones by just pressing the cutter straight down. Don't twist it, because that will also prevent your scones from rising fully. Please give this video a like. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, and if you haven't already, click the bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.